The history of Washington is the creation of a capital from scratch, something risky and also unusual.
Building a city from scratch is already very difficult and very risky, but building a great capital from scratch is even harder. They had to get 9 states to agree on the site where the capital would be located, something which had already been a major challenge when it came to holding the convention that established the Constitution and which declared the country's freedom and independence. Then it also had to be a place that wouldn't challenge any other city. It had to be different and not in competition. It's a city that doesn't really have a life of its own, so to speak. It thrives on the fact that it governs everything, but people go there to work and then head off to other states and cities to live. The plan by L'Enfant, who had no experience, was something very difficult to implement. And a commission had to be formed, made up of famous architects and engineers from across the country. They were the ones who overcame the challenges and gradually shaped the city. They created those beautiful axes that Washington has, which intersect at the monument, those ideas that L'Enfant had envisioned but hadn't known how to develop.
While a capital was being built, the city of Philadelphia became the second largest city in the world, only behind London.
There was nowhere to go. So while they were building something to settle into, they built the Capitol, which is the seat of Congress, and the president's residence, the White House. But the rest was uninhabitable. It took 10 or 15 years before people could actually live there. So, in the meantime, the Capitol and Congress remained in Philadelphia, which is a very interesting city. Very beautiful, wonderfully made, with a layout, very classical, very simple, with 2 axes and quadrants with gardens in the center. It's a model that has been ideal since antiquity, functions very well, is very pleasant to live in, and has been very prosperous. Between Philadelphia and Washington, there is a network of cities, roads, highways and canals that made the whole thing work. It played a very important role in the country's history as it was traveled in all directions by those who came together to build the nation.
Despite its importance, some do not consider Washington a real city.
People live in a series of suburbs, which are actually grown out of earlier towns that existed before the city plan, which have developed greatly thanks to the presence of the capital. The city has become a monumental space, full of memorials, important buildings, statues, and historical landmarks for the nation. There are countless museums. Everywhere you look, there are museums of all kinds. And yet, where people go to live, have fun, time with friends, and party is in those small towns around the city, which have a very attractive life.
These cities have been the site of important ACS projects, including the expansion of Ronald Reagan Airport, the Conrad Hotel in Washington, and the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia.
In Washington, one of the most significant works marking the closure of the bay of the vast river system on which Washington is located is the Chesapeake Tunnel. It's a bridge tunnel that is being expanded, an enormous underwater tunnel that requires specialized techniques and know-how that only the world's largest companies can offer. That tunnel is one of the truly major infrastructure works.